chapter 10 and verse 8. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the poor.
His eyes are privately set the poor. He murders the innocent, man. He's talking about the so-called white man. Bring that out. Bring that out again.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 5, verse 8. It reads, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour."
So in this context, he calling him the devil, right? Saying as a roaring lion. Read this.
I'm at verse 9. Verse 9, he lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den.
Now notice, he's calling him a lion again, man. Right, because the Bible is like a puzzle, man. You got to put it together. Right, so he's saying he's the devil in this context. In another context, he's calling him the wicked. And we know the wicked, the border of wickedness is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Bring that out, Malachi.
He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth them into his net. He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones.
You see that? So he humbles himself. He comes peaceably. Right? Give me that in Psalms 55 and 20. He humbles himself, right?
What's your national?
Malachi 1. No, I just want 4.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 4. It reads, "Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down."
So he's saying they go build all these, pan the camera, they go build, right? What the Lord said?
They shall build, but I will throw down.
The Lord is going to throw down, right? So we going to throw all this down, man, in World War III, man. When Russia, Iran, and some of the EU bombed this place, right?
And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
They're going to call them the border of wickedness.
And the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
Indignation, that's extreme hatred. Hey, sister, you got a minute for the Bible? She said she's struggling. Get Deuteronomy 28:15.
I ain't lying, we're struggling.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments, and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
It's Moses talking to the Israelites. He's saying if you don't keep the commandments that I'm commanding you to do this day, all these curses gonna come upon you and overtake you. So all these curses happen to our people for being disobedient. Right? Read the first curse.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
He said, cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. So if you look in the city right now, right, we're in Detroit City, our people live in cursed in the city. And that's all over the world. We live in curse. Right? And we was cursed in the cotton field. Right? Go to verse 43.
Verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high.
So the stranger, meaning all the other nations, the Arab man, the African man, the Chinese man, the white man, they go, all the strangers shall get above thee very high.
And thou shalt come down very low.
We gonna be low, go be at the bottom of society, right? Read on.
Verse 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
So now we the tail, and they're the head. Because we broke the commandments. So we're supposed to start keeping the commandments, and then we'll be blessed. But you know some commandments we're supposed to keep? What's some commandments we're supposed to keep?
Obey your parents. Don't disrespect your parents. Don't argue with your parents and all that.
Get Deuteronomy 22 and 5. Yeah, honor thy mother and father. That's one of the 10 commandments. But it's another commandment that we always break.
Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man. Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are an abomination unto the Lord thy God.
So he said if you a woman and you wear that which pertains to a man, you're an abomination unto the Lord. Right? And if you a man wearing a woman's garment, you're an abomination. What's a woman's garment?
I forgot.
The dress is a woman's garment. Right? Like if we had on dresses, that'd be an abomination. So you having on pants is an abomination unto the Lord. I mean, you will be in sin, and that's why we at the bottom of society now, because our people break these commandments. So that's a commandment we're supposed to keep. Deuteronomy 14. Deuteronomy 14. Start at verse 8.
Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 8. And the swine.
Swine. You know what swine is? Swine is pig, right? Pork.
Right.
Because it divided the hoof, yet you have not the
I
cud.
let it go.
It is unclean unto you.
So pork is unclean to you, right?
You shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcass.
You're not supposed to eat pork, right? Read on.
These ye shall eat of all that are in the waters.
Say you eat fish, so you got to see what you can eat that's to come out the water.
All that have fins and scales
All that have fins and scales, right?
shall ye eat. And whatsoever have not fins and scales,
Shrimp, crab, lobster, catfish, things that don't have fins and scales,
ye may not eat.
you may not eat.
It is unclean unto you.
It is what?
It is unclean unto you.
It's unclean to you to eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. So do you eat shrimp, crab, and lobster?
I don't eat lobster, but I eat shrimp.
Yeah, you're not supposed to eat shrimp, right? That'd be a sin. You're not supposed to wear pants. You're not supposed to eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. But you didn't bring it out again. Say it.
Verse 9. These ye shall eat of all that are in the waters.
I'm about to tell you what you can't eat that come out the water.
All that have fins and scales shall ye eat.
Salmon, perch, whiting, bass, fish with fins and scales you can eat, right?
And whatsoever have not fins and scales,
Shrimp does not have fins and scales.
ye may not eat.
What?
Ye may not eat.
What?
Ye may not eat.
You may not eat it, right? Why?
It is unclean unto you.
It's unclean to you to eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. So no shrimp. That'd be a sin, right? Because what's sin according to the Bible? Get sin,
Everybody
right?
eat shrimp and stuff.
Well, get a multitude about do evil. What's that? Deuteronomy 20? No, that's Exodus. Or is it Deuteronomy? They walking off on that. Yeah, everybody may eat it, but you ain't supposed to follow what everybody do. Alright? Yeah, it's Exodus 23. I'm thinking Deuteronomy.
Y'all got a book? Y'all got a book?
Get Exodus 23 real quick. Bring it out real quick. Hold on, you say you about to pay a bill? You ain't supposed to buy or sell on the Sabbath.
What?
Yeah,
I'm gonna pay a bill now.
it's the Sabbath right now. Right? Bring that out. Get Exodus 20 and 8.
My phone
This is the book of This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Right?
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
Which day?
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
The seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. You're not supposed to work. Like get Nehemiah 13 to 16. Right? You're not supposed to work on the Sabbath day. We about to get something else you're not supposed to do out the Bible on the Sabbath day, which should be the seventh day, Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. So you got to wait till the sun drop before you can pay for your bill, right?
Nehemiah chapter 13 and verse 16. There dwelt men of Tyre also therein, which brought fish and all manner of ware, and sold on the Sabbath.
So they sold on the Sabbath day, right? Read on.
Unto the children of Judah,
Right?
and in Jerusalem.
Right?
Then I contended with the nobles of Judah, and said unto them, What evil thing is this that ye do?
What?
What evil thing is this that ye do?
Right.
And profane the Sabbath day.
So she profaning the Sabbath day, man. She ran off, but you're not supposed to profane the Sabbath day by buying and selling.
That's right.
Right? Get Exodus 28, man, and 9. What you about to bring out? You got some? Nah, we good on that. Yeah, bring that out, man. Yeah.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 28 and verse 9. And thou shalt take two...
No, 29. Yeah, Salakia. No, not Exodus. Proverbs, Salakia. Proverbs 28 and 9, Salakia. The Proverbs 28 and 9, man. Because she just turned away her ear from the law, man. We in the middle of telling her the commandments, saying you can't buy or sell, and they just walked off, man. They ain't wanting to get this living water, man.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 28 and verse 9. Right. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be an abomination.
Even her prayer to the Heavenly Father is going to be an abomination, man. So you can't turn away your ear from hearing the law, man. You can't buy or sell on the Sabbath. If you wanted to run off, you ain't want to get the word. So her prayer going to be an abomination, man. Because we was trying to tell her what it is. Right, hey, brother, you had a question? You had a question, brother?
Oh, no. He just listening.
He just listening. You know your nationality according to the Bible?
Manasseh.
You a who?
From the tribe of Manasseh. Cuba.
Oh.
And he listen too like though.
Never know, man. Hey, brother, you got a minute for the Bible? Yo, brother, you got a minute for the Bible?
No, you don't want me to talk about it.
Come talk to us, brother. Yeah, we definitely do. We trying to, come talk to
You
us.
don't want me to talk about it. I've been talking about it for 24 years.
Come talk to us.
No, come to the temple.
What temple?
Any city Muslim temple.
Get Acts 7 and 48. What temple, brother? Everybody see what the Most High said about the temple, man.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 7 and verse 28.
Bring it up!
Verse 48.
Right?
Howbeit, the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands.
The Lord say,
Howbeit, the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands.
so the Most High don't dwell in temples made with hands, right?
As said the prophet, heaven is my throne, and earth is my footstool. What house will you build me, said the Lord?
Right.
Or what is the place of my rest?
So the Most High not dwelling in no temples, man. You're supposed to be ready to give an answer at all times, man. Right?
Let's run!
So, brothers running off, man. They can't handle it, man. Get Philippians 1 and 29. Hand off, man. Right? Philippians 1 and 29. I believe that's what I want. I said a defense for the gospel. Alright. You can get Colossians. Oh, you got it already.
I called you guys.
That's what I want. Yeah, it's verse 17, Salakia. Oh, yeah. You can get Colossians 4.
Bring it up!
It's the book of Philippians, chapter 1 and verse 17. But the other of love, knowing that I am set for the defense of the gospel.
You set for a defense for the gospel, right? So we ready to answer any man, right? I'm talking about you been there for, 24 years? Whatever the case may be, man. Right, get Wisdom of Solomon. Right, the 4th chapter. Bring that up.
Colossians 4:9.
Yeah, it's 4 or 6. Like it.
It's the book of Colossians chapter 4, verse 6. It reads, let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man.
So you gotta be ready to answer every man, man. You can't run away, man. Right? The 4th chapter. Yep, that's what I want.
Verse 9.
Verse 8.
Verse 8. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4 and verse 8. For honorable age is not that which standeth in the length of time, nor that is measured by numbers of years.
Because he mentioned how long he been in the temple, right? But the Most High said it's not honorable with age, man.
Verse 9. But wisdom is the gray hair unto men.
Right.
And the unspotted life is old age.
Right, so wisdom is the gray hair of the man, right? So you gotta have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to be an old man in this truth, man. Right, so that brother ain't got no knowledge, man. Hey, you got a minute for the Bible? Hey, you an Israelite? Huh? You said what? Oh, yeah, man. You're an Israelite, man. Hey, sis, you got a minute for the Bible? You're an Israelite. Eve is bugged out in America, man. So our people gotta come back to the Heavenly Father and stop this nonsense, man. So-called blacks and Hispanics, man. When y'all gonna wake up, man? When y'all gonna understand that we in captivity, man? When y'all gonna wake the hell up? We get this day in our captivity. Give me Baruch, man. 3rd chapter, man. Which is the 4th chapter? Yeah, the 3rd chapter. Alright. We yet this day in our captivity, man. Alright. Verse 8.
Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8.
Slocky. Hey, brother, got a minute for the Bible? Tell the pale jacket.
Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8.
Alright.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
We are yet this day in our captivity, man. Negroes think they free because they got a good job, man. Right? We supposed to be kings on the earth, man. It don't matter if you own 5 businesses, damn it. You a slave, man. Bring it on.
For thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject unto payments.
Be subject to payments, man. Don't we gotta pay taxes, man? Don't we gotta pay a water bill? Don't you get fined if you collect rain?
What?
Right? Yeah, that's a fine, man. You can't collect rain. You gotta go to your enemies in thirst, man. Right? So we gotta pay for water that falls freely out the sky. We gotta pay for stolen land, man. If I own houses, I gotta pay a land tax. If I own a business, I gotta pay land tax. So there's no way to escape, man. It don't matter if you damn Jay-Z or damn poor man walking around, man. From the least to the great, man. Right? So we gotta start repenting and keeping these commandments. Give me Sirach, chapter 40, I believe, man. It says you got a minute for the Bible. You got a minute for the Bible?
Hey,
You an Israelite.
got a question.
You got a question, brother?
Why do they say Solomon's shield is a graven image?
Why do they say Solomon's shield is a graven image? Because what's that name of that star that they say is represent the star Remphan? They say that's, but that's the thing. It's not even a star. It's really a lily, man. Right? Give me a second Esdras, man. The 5th chapter, right? Or yeah, the 5th chapter, man. Or is it the 8th chapter? Yeah, the 5th chapter, like 23rd verse. Right? Right? Because that don't even represent a star, man. That's not what it's for. But they going into the star Remphan. It's like if I take a symbol, you can make a symbol mean anything, but we don't worship the star. You know what I'm saying? So that's just brothers trying to get too deep and scoffing, man. Brothers trying to be too deep, man. Yeah, verse. You want to start at 20? Yeah, 20.
Bring it out.
This is 2nd Esdras chapter 5 and verse 23.
Alright.
It said, O Lord, that bearest rule of every wood of the earth,
Alright.
and of all the trees thereof, thou hast chosen thee one only vine.
So out of all the trees, the Most High chose one vine. That's his favorite, like, tree, right? You know.
And of all lands of the whole world, thou hast chosen thee one pit.
Chose the land of Israel, one pit, right?
And of all the flowers thereof, one lily.
All the flowers, what?
One lily.
One lily. If you Google a lily, it has all the same points as the so-called Star of David, right? The precept too, because the scriptures tell you that stars are not 6 points; they circular. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, and verse 1. Surely vain are all men by nature, who are ignorant of God, and could not out of the good things that are seen know him that is. Neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the workmaster, but deem either fire or wind or the swift air or the circle of the stars or the violent water or the lights of heaven to be the gods which govern the world. Right, so stars are circular, they're not 6 points. That's a cut. Cut right there. So the 6th point is the lily, and like the brother brought out, a star is a circle. He is also in the middle of a pomegranate, and the scriptures tell you the pomegranate is the Most High favorite fruit, and it has 6 points. So that's just a recurrent symbol, as they like to call it. That symbol has been used for many other things, right?
I got a point. When they say it's a seal of Solomon, that's incorrect because it was David's at first. It's a shield of David. It's his name.
if you go into the Hebrew textagram, you go into the Hebrew, it's actually da, wa, da. So you get the two das and you make it upside down, it's da wa da, which is David. So it's a Hebrew name and a Hebrew word, it's the one in itself. It's just like the snowflake, the honeycomb, the atom that the white man tried to make up the building block of the earth. You look at a cube from the angle, it's a building block, but it also makes a 6 point. So if you want to really get deep, it's also a righteous thing that the Most High built upon the earth. It's a natural occurrence symbol. It's a system, right?
All right.
So any way you can go, man, it's not, that's folly, man, right? That's like, I mean, that's like, yeah, the heathen could take that and make it into something, but that don't mean that's what it is or originally was intended to be. Right? So that's a lily, man. Like the brother brought out, man. It's David's name, man. Right? So that's just brothers trying to scoff and, you know, go into different doctrines and try to stand out and all that folly, man. All right? This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 7, and verse 18. And he made the pillars in 2 rows round about upon the one network to cover the chapters that were upon the top with pomegranates. And so did he for the other chapter. Right, so that's the Most High favorite fruit, a pomegranate, man. So, you know, every which way you go, man. Lily, pomegranate, David's name, it all represents that so-called star, man, which is really not a star because stars are circle. Right? So yeah, the heathen took that and made it a wicked thing, man. Right? That's what the wicked do, man. Right? Get Isaiah 5 and 20, man. Get Isaiah 5 and 20. Right? Because they made light darkness. Right? They made light darkness, brother. Right? That's what the wicked do. I'm going to bring that up. Hold on.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 5 and verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness.
So they made that symbol into a dark symbol when they did that Remphan thing, man. So that's going off. So yeah, that's not a star Remphan. I don't even know how to say the name properly, man. That damn idol, man. That devil, yeah. That BS, man. That's idol nonsense. That's like them taking an owl and making that the Illuminati symbol. It's still an owl, it's just an animal, right?
Let me get the precept.
Same thing with that, man. You know.
We don't worship idols, man.
Yeah. And then, like you said, the brother said we don't bow down or worship the star or bring out the precept. Like the young brothers gotta get woken up.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, and verse 3. Exodus chapter 20 and verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow thyself to them, nor serve them.
Right, so we're not serving the star, man. And them heathen, they took it and they was worshiping the star, man. They was worshiping the 6 point, man. Because that's what the heathen do, man. That's heathenistic, man. You gotta appreciate it.
It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 11. It reads, Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of God they are become an abomination, and stumbling blocks to the souls of men, and a snare to the feet of the unwise. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life.
See that? So the invention of idols is what destroyed man in the first place. Because that's like the stars, man. The stars was meant to show you signs from the Most High, but the heathen started worshiping them, man. The actual stars, the constellations. They started naming them after gods and got caught up into the brightness of the stars and all that, man. Worshiping the sun, the moon. Right, so that's what the heathens do, man. Like you said, it becomes a stumbling block to the unwise. If you unwise and you thinking that's the star of Remphan or whatever the case may be, you would be, it'll be a stumbling block. It'll be a snare unto you, right? So yeah, you gotta throw that out the window, man. You got a minute for the Bible? You got a minute for the Bible, brother?
Yeah, if you check it.
Hey, what's your nationality? What's the question, brothers?
It's okay, you can ask.
What's the question? Hey, y'all know your nationality?
Who's reading Revelation 2 and 9?
Revelation 2 and 9. Bring that up.
Bring it out.
It's one of my favorite scriptures, man.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 2, and verse 9.
Bring it out.
It reads, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty.
He said, I know thy works, tribulation, and poverty. This is who the world called Jesus Christ, the Mashiach Yahweh speaking to the Jews. He said, I know your work, tribulation, and poverty. Now, y'all know who the richest people on the planet is? It's the so-called Jewish man. He owned that American bank right there and every other bank. But he talked to the Jews saying, I know your poverty. Right? We the ones that's in poverty. Right?
But thou art rich.
But we rich because we got all the promises in the service of God and everything pertains to the Israelite, the covenants. Right? We the sons of God. So we rich, right? In spirit. Right?
And I know thy blasphemy.
The lie against God. That's what blasphemy means. He said, I know thy blasphemy.
Of them which say they are Jews and are not.
They say they Jews but are not. Right?
But are the synagogue of Satan.
They the synagogue of Satan, right? So the people who say they Jews but not the Jews, they the synagogue of Satan, man. They the devil, right? They stole your nationality. They got you thinking you black when that's the color of your get up right there, and you brown. They got you thinking you African American when that's the name of two white men, Leo Scipios Africanus and Americo Vespucci. And they say they the children of God, when the curse in the Bible say the children of God was going to go to slavery on ships. That only happened to us. Right, get Deuteronomy 28:68. We about to see what happened to the Israelites, the Jews, for disobedience off the Bible. Right?
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. It reads, the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So he said he going to bring us back into Egypt. Right? You ever heard that saying, working like a Hebrew slave? That came from Egypt. You can see the picture right there. Egypt, we was slaves in Egypt. Right? So Egypt just means bondage. But we going to show you out the Bible.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2.
Right?
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So Egypt?
The house of bondage.
So Egypt is the house of bondage. Y'all know another word for bondage? Another word for bondage is captivity or slavery. You bondage. You're in bound. Like that sister right there, right? In bondage. Alright? That's bondage. That's slavery, captivity. So we about to replace the word Egypt with bondage.
Right. The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
I know how we got to America. With slave ships, right? Read that again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
He said, I'm going to take you Israelites back into slavery with ships, right?
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
You ain't going to see your homeland again.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
You're going to be sold to the white man, right? Your enemies.
For bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Nobody going to redeem you out this captivity, right? So if that happened to the Israelites and our ancestors went to slavery on ships, what would that make us according to the Bible? If the Israelites went to slavery on ships and that only happened to us, what does that make us?
He ain't listening.
Hey man, y'all ain't gonna get this nowhere else, man. It's not a game, man. This is your salvation. Right? We in the last days, y'all gonna get destroyed, man. Right? So you have to understand what's going on, man. It's not a game, man. World War III is coming. Famine is coming, man. It's gonna be tanks out here. It's gonna be a curfew, man. Right? So you gotta understand your nationality. Understand you not a black man. Understand you not African American, man. Right? So if the Israelites was prophesied to go to slavery on ships, right? And that happened to us, what would that make us, man? By process of elimination, right? What would that make us according to the Bible? If your ancestors, did your ancestors go to slavery on ships? But that happened to the Israelites. So what are we then according to the Bible? Put two and two together, man. Y'all don't understand what y'all high right now, man. All right. Y'all want to come back when y'all sober up, man? Cause this some real information, man. You don't understand? Y'all Israelites, man. Right? No folly, man. Too much folly, man. Hey, you got a minute for the Bible? You got a minute for the Bible? You an Israelite. Alright? You gotta repent, keep the commandments. Y'all Israelites. Y'all Israelites, man.
I understand a little bit, but I don't know like as much.
I don't know as much, so I'm not really getting the full details. I'm not getting it because I don't know.
The Israelites was prophesied to go to slavery on ships that happened to us, so we the Israelites. Alright?
Y'all know about the slave trade, right?
Right. So
Y'all at school?
They do what they know. It's some stuff that they do.
right, so all you gotta know is the basics. We went to slavery on ships. Us. That happened to the Israelites, so that makes us the Israelites. It's kind of simple. You got a multiple choice question. Who went to slavery on ships? Only us. That happened to the Israelites out the Bible. So, we must be the Israelites because we fit that curse. That's what we're trying to show y'all. We fit that curse of going to slavery on ships and being sold. Because we all know we went to slavery on ships and was sold to the white man. But that happened to the Israelites. It didn't happen to black people. African Americans happened to the Israelites. So we're the Israelites. Alright? That's what we're trying to tell y'all. That's y'all the Israelites according to the Bible. Right? God don't love everybody. He only the God of the Israelites. We above all people. We fail. And we in this state of mind because we broke the commandments. That's what we out here trying to teach y'all. Alright? So you gotta repent and keep the commandments, man, as Israelites. That's what we out here for, man. That's why we standing out here in the cold with a damn mic and signs yelling, man. Because we out here to tell our people they the Israelites. Because all hell about to break loose. We watchmen, man. Alright? So we out here to warn you, brothers, that all hell is coming to this place. And you gotta repent and keep the commandments, man. Or you go perish in these last days. Right? Give me Luke 13:3, man. Alright? Give me Amos 9, 10. Alright, come, man, come. Y'all Israelites, man. Repent, keep the commandments. Alright?
Youth spirit, man.
Yeah, man. Let's God.
This book of Amos chapter 9 verse 10, and it reads, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword.
So all the sinners of the Israelites, right, go die by the sword, man. Right, they go get destroyed, man. It ain't no game, it ain't no joke, man. You gonna get put to death, man. Alright? The same way we went to slavery on ships, it's the same way all these prophecies gonna come to pass. Give me that in Isaiah 55. Alright, believe the 8th verse, man. His word ain't gonna come back void. So if we say you go die, all the sinners go die by the sword, he mean that, man. Right? So y'all gotta repent, man. You get put to death in these last days.
Esau going to
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth.
Right.
It shall not return unto me void.
So the word that goes forth out the Most High's mouth is not going to return unto you void. So if we say all the sinners go die by the sword, the white man going into captivity, it's going to happen, man. Right?
But it shall accomplish that which I please.
It's going to accomplish that which he please, man. What he said is going to happen, that's how it's going to happen.
And it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it.
Right. So we out here, man, speaking as the spirit of the Most High's mouth to let you know what's going on, man. It's a fair warn you, man.